One thing that I remember is seeing firefighters on the roofs of the adjacent buildings at the time, trying to spray water down into it. And I was there when the roof collapsed in. I saw that, and I remember, and then part of the wall came in. And I had spent a lot of time in this building prior to that, and I just it was loud, kind of sad. I mean, there wasn't a lot that we could do besides try to save, not me, I wasn't one of the firefighters at the time, but one of their biggest goals was trying to save the structures that it was adjacent to.
This spring, crews have been busy. Thousands of hours and dollars have been spent on one of the least seen but most important aspects of the ongoing restoration of the Jewel of the Black Hills. Protection of the asset through the installation of state-of-the-art fire suppression and safety systems has been ongoing throughout the spring and into the summer. This is important to protect the structure, including the theater, the lobby, the interpretive center, the art center, and the entire building.
Well, at the time of the fire, I was 10 years old. My parents owned one of the bars and restaurants in town, Carr's Pizza House up the street, a few blocks, and we were right next to the fire department actually at the time, and we saw the trucks go out and kind of wonder what. Then somebody came in and said the Opera House is on fire. Dad and I tried to come down this way, and we couldn't come down Main Street because it was all blocked off. So we went up across the hill. We watched it from up on Railroad Street.
The Opera House has been a key component of Leeds' historic Main Street for over 100 years.
We lost our recreation center for swimming. We lost a billiard hall. We lost our community library. We lost an art center. We lost the places. I mean, at the time, they were having graduations here. I mean, the theater was very active at the time. They'd have a movie night. We'd come watch movies. Like I said, I learned to swim in the basement where the pool's filled in now. I mean, this was a hub of activity every day. I mean, during the school week, there were kids coming and going from here constantly, whether in and out of the library, in and out of the swimming pool, wherever, because we would literally walk from Central Campus right over here. We'd walk to the library, we'd walk to here. I mean, constantly. It's just a hub of activity.
Protecting this landmark for its historic impact, as well as preserving it for its impact both economically and socially in the future, is a vital priority of the restoration team.
Well, one thing that's really been important to this program over the years is the different people who've shown so much dedication and put so much time and effort into it. There's always been a good core group here who have really, really wanted to push this, and it was such a huge undertaking. I mean, I think back at the time, I remember seeing a headline on a newspaper that it was $1 million. The building was a loss of $1 million at the time. And back in 1984, that's a big loss. I mean, doesn't take that much to get to $1 million loss nowadays. I mean, now if something like that would happen, you'd be looking at a $10 to $12 million loss.
The installation of modern suppression systems as well as notification and alarm systems give first responders valuable time in responding in case of an emergency.
The first 10 minutes on an incident are so important. Sprinkler systems, smoke detectors, things like that. What that does, it does a couple things. It gives the people inside time to get out. We were so fortunate back in 1984 that there were not many people in the building. And the other thing it does is it contains fire. It keeps a trash can fire from blowing up into a raging inferno, and it gives us time as a volunteer fire department to get everything in order, get more assets coming, because it takes time. It takes time to do proper planning, and it saves lives. Basically, getting a jump on the fire early is really, really important. With these sprinkler systems and stuff, what we can do nowadays is we bring our truck up, we hook straight up to it, and we can pump more water into the sprinkler system, more pressure, and sprinkle more stuff with these new fire department connections and stuff they have. So it makes our job safer, it saves everybody else a whole lot of work, and then all we gotta do is come in and clean up at the end.
As we continue the next steps of the restoration process, community support is vital. In the last 6 months, we've raised over $70,000 from fewer than 100 donors. This is important confirmation that we're moving in the right direction, but there's still a lot of opportunity to be involved.
I came in here as a kid, not just shortly after the fire, and I looked around and I saw everybody did. Everybody walked around. To think that they could come this far as they have, is simply amazing, especially off mostly grants, donations, things like that. A lot of personal effort, a lot of personal time. There are people who have been working with this Opera House project for 20, 30 years now. I mean, it's literally been a multi-generational project, so it's pretty cool.
If you've already pledged or donated, I want to say a personal thank you. On behalf of the board of directors, the staff, and the volunteers here at the Homestake Opera House, we appreciate your support. If you have yet to donate, you can do so at homestakeoperahouse.org or by scanning the QR code appearing now on this video. And we look forward to seeing you soon at the Opera House.
I just like to keep seeing it get developed and used for more and more things, you know. I hope it can become a bigger draw for Lead Main Street.